Hey neighbor, if you've kept up with the food safety scare that's going on or has been going on, I think I probably participated in that, and I'm going to explain that to you today. We travel some during July because July is kind of our slow time of the year, so we have some business travel to do. There's a horticulture show in Columbus, Ohio called Cultivate. Huge, wonderful show. I look forward to going to it every year. So we went up a few days early to Columbus, Ohio to see, I got some grandbabies up that way, and to prepare to go to that show. On the Saturday 11th, we ate supper at a little mom and pop pizza place there in Columbus. I actually went and picked it up. We ordered online, went and picked it up and brought it back to the house because we had grandbabies there, okay? And we was all eating, and I got pizza, but somebody else has got what they call those croissants or whatever it is, those sandwiches they fix at these Italian restaurants. And I looked over and that thing was just packed full of lettuce. I said, "Well, get me one of those." So I got one of those and I ate it, ate my pizza. 4 o'clock in the morning on the 12th of July, I woke up sick. I'm going to say this, and your imagination can do the rest of the work. I was violently sick, okay? And I had to go to the Cultivate show that day, and we had people from here at Hoss that had traveled up there too, had flew in the day before, and we had a lot to get done that day. And I got up at 4 o'clock and was sick, and tried to piece it all back together by 9 o'clock that morning to go to the show. And I took me a shower and I said, yeah, I think I'll push through this thing, and didn't do it. I got to the show and I was definitely sick. So anyway, we had an Airbnb. We checked out that. So we was going to check into our hotel room at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, there I was sick and I didn't have nowhere to go. Anyhow, some of our employees kind of bunked up together and gave us one of their rooms, and I was, for 36 hours, down and out. Did I have what was going on with the lettuce thing in Ohio? I don't know. I can tell you one thing. I did eat lettuce the night before, and I was violently sick for at least 36 hours. So I never did go get tested. There was one point I almost called the ambulance. I couldn't go any further, but I pushed through. I'm not one of these kind of, I hate a doctor worse than anybody you've ever seen. So my last resort is going to an emergency room because that is the worst experience for me ever. But I pushed through, we made it through. Here's my point. This lettuce scare affected me, this lettuce thing does. But according to the World Health Organization, 1 out of every 6 people in the US get food poisoning every year. So that means 1 out of every 6 of us is going to get food poisoning. So over a period of 6 years, you've got nearly 100% chance of getting some type of food poisoning. Now, most of you out there have experienced probably the same thing I have. It's horrible. Food poisoning is one of the worst things that can happen to you immediately. I mean, you get to a point where you feel like you're ready to go meet your maker if it's not going to get any better. But we normally push through and we get over it and life gets back to normal. I am one of those kind of people that don't like to eat out a lot. I understand probably more than most people do what the dangers are in eating out and that kind of stuff. But look here, folks, we all get out of town, we travel, and it's really hard to eat right when you're out of town. When you're at home and you can grow your own food like we do, heck, it ain't bad at all. But we was gone for 2 weeks, and it's not easy to eat right when you're out of town. And that's what happened to me, and that was my experience. So when I got back on my regular routine of growing my own food. And now we grow a lot of our lettuces. I love lettuce, okay? I love salad as much as anybody, but salads, lettuce, anything that holds a lot of water is the worst thing for food contamination. The Food and Drug Administration, if you've read any reports in the last couple of days, they don't even know what caused this problem. They've had some false positive results, and they've put some things out there, and they linked it to this Taylor Farms, and then they keep increasing where it was at, Taco Bell, and now it's all these other restaurants and all that kind of stuff. They really don't know. And look here, they probably will never nail it down. It's a hard thing to investigate and carry back to the source because those lettuces are probably gone at this point. But I will tell you this, lettuce is the worst for food contamination because it holds the most water, is in transit. So that's one of the worst things. Anything that holds a lot of water, such as spinach, cabbage, any of those things, are prone for food safety issues, but none of them are worse than lettuce. Lettuce is the top of the product list for contamination there, and it can go several different ways. There's I'm not going to try to impress you with the pathogens that can cause that, because I really don't know. I know there's a lot of them out there that can cause you to have food poisoning. We normally here at the house, we'll grow a lot of our lettuces here, and we eat our own lettuces, okay? We do it because it's healthier, it is safer, but safeness has not always been the prime reason I did that. That has changed somewhat. Now, safeness is probably the top on my list of why I do it. Safety, freshness, having to eat it when you want it, grow your own food. And lettuce is easy, probably one of the easiest things to grow. And it's one of the quickest things to grow. You're talking about 50 days from the time you plant it to the time you can harvest it. So I'm gonna go with you today why and how you can do this right here. You can grow your own lettuce. Look here, folks, back in the day, and we still hear a lot of people complain that it costs too much to garden. With food prices like it is now, you know what? I believe we're at a time now where it's actually cheaper to grow your own food. You know you're getting a lot better product and safer and more nutritious for you. But with food prices like it is, I'm willing to make the argument it's also cheaper to grow your own food. We're gonna go over the supplies that I use to do that. Okay, so let's get into it. Right here is some that I seeded a couple weeks ago when we got back, and these will be ready to step up. Now, the way I do it, this is the way I do it, you can do it different, as I like to start my lettuces in a small seed starting tray, such as this 25 cell here, and I like to transplant it out into another container that I grow it out in. The problem with lettuce is it doesn't taste good if we grow it in the summertime outside where it gets really hot. This lettuce that was contaminated allegedly out of Mexico, I'm assuming two things. It's either grown in a region where the temperatures are very even, like a 70 to 80 degree day, and night temperature is not very much, maybe down in Mexico in the valleys or something other, or it was grown in the greenhouse. We in the deep south in the summertime have a lot of problems growing lettuce outside. It bolts real easy, it gets bitter. Key to it is I like to start mine outside in my greenhouse because lettuce seeds do really good at germinating around 75, 80 degrees. They will germinate around 70 degrees, but they're a little bit slower. So I germinate them and pop them up outside. Then I move them inside where we keep it about 70 degrees inside to grow them out. And you can grow some dense, wonderful tasting lettuce in 70 degree temperatures that's inside. So that is my go-to how I do it. Now, when we move it inside, we got to have lights. We got to have a grow light kit. And with everything I'm going to show you here today, with investment of about $200 to $250, including seeds here, you can get set up to grow all your lettuces that your family would need for a long period of time. Some of these costs are going to be fixed costs like trays, light kits, and then we're going to have other costs, which is very little of seeds, and these are consumables, and a seed start mix or a medium to grow these seeds in. So let's get into what kind and how we grow our lettuces here. I start with something like this right here, our 25 cell seed starting tray. Now, what kind of medium? A good seed starting mix will work. Now, I don't like to use potting soils for the most part. I use the same seed starting mix to grow it out as I do to start my seeds. And this is a good one right here. This is our black gold perlite. I don't think it's got any vermiculite in it, but it's perlite and peat here. This is what I will seed in, and this is also what I will grow my lettuce out in. Now, these soils normally don't like water. I mean, it takes a few times to water them to get them to soak in. So I like to wet them a few times and let that peat moss expand, let it get nice and wet before I plant. I had 3 out here that I took out about an hour ago, and I've wet these a few times and they're nice and wet. Simply, I will go through there and punch me a little indentation down in these, then I will plant my seed. What kind of seeds will I plant? Well, I'm going to give you some suggestions today on some varieties that we like to use to grow lettuces for our indoor summer growing. All right, number 1 is butter crunch lettuce, and I'm going to show you this in a minute. This is our most popular variety we sell. It is not pelleted, but it is a wonderful loose leaf type of lettuce right there. It is a raw seed. I'm going to show you the difference in our pelleted seed, but that is our number 1 seller. I got 5 different ones here. All these are pelleted, and what pelleted means, they are made, the seed is made bigger. Let me open one up here and show you. They use a clay, some type of inert clay, and they coat these seeds right here, and they make them bigger, a lot easier to handle. Now let's compare a raw seeds, which is this butter crunch right here, to the pelleted seed. See, this is a raw, unpelleted seed. See how much smaller it is? It is it's long, it's not very uniform type seed here. You can pick these up and plant them by hand, but it's not near as easy as what the pelleted seed is. So I like the pelleted seed from this standpoint right here because it's just easier to handle. In no time, you can just go through there and put your seeds in that little indention right there. And I try to get one, but every now and then if you get two, hey, it's okay. Now when we get them planted, I like to cover up with perlite. But look here, if you don't have perlite, you can use your regular peat seed starting mix to cover it up. We just have gotten to a habit a long time ago of using perlite. It does a little bit better job, but look here, the peat moss seed starting mix you got will work in a pinch. And then we just lightly water it in. We'll do this a few times right there to get that moisture inside that perlite. Now the reason I like perlite is perlite has these little small cavities inside of it, and once you get that thing soaked with water, it increases the humidity around that seed there, and it makes your germination better. That's one reason we love the perlite. Plus it's light and fluffy, and that plant can really pop through real easy. Then we'll take our garden marker and we'll mark our seed start trays, and in no time these will pop up. So back to varieties, let's talk about that right here. This is the one I just planted right here, Tahami. That is a good loose leaf. It's kind of a frilly leaf right there. It's a beautiful lettuce, loose leaf, easy to grow, pelleted. These varieties I'm gonna go over right here are all pelleted besides the first one I showed you, which is Butter Crunch. Now, if you love red lettuces, and red lettuces are really nice when you mix them in with your greens here. We got Cherokee lettuce right here. It's another loose leaf right here, one of our best sellers. And then we got Harmony Butterhead. This is a small head type lettuce, but it's not an iceberg type lettuce. But any of these butterheads are delicious and known for their intense, wonderful flavor right here. Harmony is a wonderful one to grow. Probably if you're gonna start out with any lettuce, this is my #1 pick. Some of you like romaine, some of you don't. I personally love romaine. Coastal Star romaine, easy to wash. That's what I like about it. It's a dead gum clean, it grows upright here. Our best selling romaine lettuce, again, it's pelleted. 50 days to maturity. And our last one here, now this is a variety we added about a year or so ago called pint-sized lettuce. This makes an iceberg lettuce. Yes, we can grow iceberg lettuce, but this is a smaller iceberg lettuce. This is one of these types of lettuces you can harvest, and it'll feed a family of 2, maybe 3 people off of one serving there, but it doesn't make a huge head. So it's more of a single serving. I say a single serving. It's more of a single meal type lettuce here. I love this one right here. It grows out easy to grow, good flavor, pint-sized lettuce. So after these things get a little bit larger, I want my butterhead right there to get a little bit larger before I pull it out of there. I want it to be able to pull, and at that point, I will move into transplanting it into its forever home. Now the trays I use for that, all 3 of them have holes in the bottom because we want them to be able to drain. We do have the same pots here without holes that you can put them inside if you don't want to make a mess. But you need these things to drain out and not be waterlogged. All 3 of these right here are about 2.5 inches deep. Now that's what I like as far as a growing out tray of lettuce here. I use this one sometimes. This is a small one. This is maybe for one plant. Perfect right there, 2.5 inches deep. And this is a longer one. Let's see how long it is. This is around 15 inches long right there. This one's good for about 3 or 4 plants. And this is the largest one that I use right here. And this one is 9.5 by 15. You can put at least 6 good plants in this right here. So if you're using a tray to grow out lettuce, try to get one that's deep, at least 2.5 inches in depth there, so you got plenty of medium to grow those roots in. And I use the same seed starting mix. I just come in there and I fill this up just like that right there. I'll wet this in for a few times, and then I will transplant my lettuce into there. Normally about 6 plants, 3 each side. At that point, I move them inside to a grow light. I normally put them in our break room. We've got a grow light set up in there, and I grow these things out. You will need some fertility. I like to use a dram watering can and some 20-20-20, and I put about 1 ounce per 1 gallon of water, or 1.5 gallons, mix it up well, and I will water these plants a couple of times here to give them a supercharge and give them the food they need to grow off a pretty head of lettuce. So it normally takes 2 to 3 applications of that to get these things enough nutrients to grow out. You can cut these things sometimes up to 3 times and they'll sprout back out. But if you make it a point, folks, to do this, make you a planting every week, you want to plant at least 125 cell tray here. You will keep a constant supply. You will keep that thing going so you got them to transplant in a constant supply of good, fresh, and safe lettuce so you and your family can enjoy.